Hey guys, thank you for taking time out of your Mondays to get on this call. This call is going to be a little different than what we usually do. We're going to have our presidential diamond upline, Lynn Farr, just kind of go crazy. Take the hour and just have it go where she is led. It's going to be great. I am looking forward to it. Lynn, awesome. Lynn, I'm going to turn off my video and stop talking now.
Okay,
Love
thanks,
you.
Rachel. Love you. Hey guys, it's so great to be on here with all of you, and I really appreciate you being here to listen to me and my story. Rachel has asked me to share my story. I am a presidential diamond, and I started with the company February 27th of 2014. At the time, I was a single mom, a very newly single mom with 7 kids. I only had 6 in my house at the time. My oldest son was in Afghanistan. So I was a very busy single mom trying to make ends meet. I was working full-time at a orthopedic office. I was running a team for the director of sports medicine, and was also trying to finish my nursing degree. I was incredibly busy and didn't know any better. I just knew that I needed to stay afloat and keep money coming in for my family because we needed to survive. So without any other source of income, starting this business was really hard for me. I had a really hard time coming off of that $99. And I know we probably are all in that situation where $100 is a lot of money for someone who is just strapped. I just found a way. I just knew that I had to find a way to make it work. And starting off, I had that girl at my office that, you've probably had that girl in your life before. She dogged every post that I put on social media. She made fun of the company. She made fun of the wraps. She made fun of every post. I mean, it was awful. So having to go to work, and I was her manager, so having to go to work and put up with that, I just finally thought, is this worth it? Nobody was liking my posts, and I thought, what am I doing? So I honestly just kind of quit posting. I started to kind of back off and thought, is this really what I want for my life? And I did see, some leaders with the company posting, and I started to emulate what they were doing because I wanted to have what they had. So I just started to post like they posted. But, when my friend was making fun of me, this coworker, I just backed off and I stopped posting. I did have surgery on my arm in April. When I went back to work, I was told that my job was no longer available. My job had been eliminated. I didn't have a job anymore. So now here I am, a single mom with all of these kids and no source of income, trying to finish a nursing degree, and really didn't know what in the hell I was going to do. But I knew I had this business, and I had seen so many people making a ton of money. And I really, you guys have probably thought that, is this real? Is this money real? Is this legit? Like, do these people really make that? And I thought that a lot. I thought, is this true? They can't have the lifestyle that they have, obviously, if they're not really making this money. So I really just started to follow more and more people that were successful because I wanted to have what they had. I wanted to do what they did. And this business is very duplicatable, very, very duplicatable. I wanted to be successful with this business, and I didn't have another choice. So I just went for better lack of words, balls to the wall. I just went crazy and started working my business, like a crazy person. I was posting constantly. Instagram was a whole lot different than it is now. It was chronological, so posting often was important. It wasn't, there wasn't an algorithm. So now you don't have to post. We didn't have stories. In fact, when I started working on Instagram, we didn't even have Messenger. There was no inboxing. We had to communicate with people through comments. So I posted a lot. And when I say a lot, I'm talking like over 50 times a day. And that seems insane, but I made it happen because I had to. I didn't have another choice. I was enrolling a lot of customers. I was enrolling a lot of distributors, and I had to make some headway. I did reach Ruby in May of that year, and in June, my entire team quit, and I had to start all over again. I lost Ruby that month and did not get it back until September, and was really fighting tooth and nail at that point to feed my family. So it was all or nothing. I had to make this work because I didn't have another option. So I just really went hard with this business and worked every hour that I could possibly think to work. I mean, I was working, all hours of the day and night, no sleep. And I had a team with me that was doing the same. We were all in this together. We rallied together. We were all friends. We still are. We were just in this together. So I encourage you to find those people, find your team of people that you can work well together with, that you can relate with, and that you can run with. Because finding those people, you guys, like finding a team of people that wants this as bad as you do, that will work side by side and match your efforts, it's incredible. So we worked very hard, very, very hard. And I was really needing Emerald October of that year. And I ended up 242 BV short. I had messaged everybody that I thought to message. I had worked tirelessly trying to get there, and I didn't make it. And I messaged my upline, and she said, go next month. And I just thought at that point, again, here I was feeling like a failure, like, is this ever going to happen for me? And I didn't realize then, like, I was still really new in the business. I had just started the end of February, so I only had started really working March. So by October, I mean, really, I was still new in the business. But to me, it felt like an eternity because I was without a job and I had kids to take care of, and I didn't have another source of income. So it felt like 10 years had passed. So I just really was at that place, and I thought, is this for me? I had all those thoughts. Should I quit? Is this for me? Am I going to make it? I had all of those thoughts that you may or may not have had, and I really just had to put myself in check. And I stayed up all night that night. I didn't sleep. This is the part where I always get emotional. I realized, that my kids deserve better. That I was tired of feeling like a failure. I was sick of telling them no. I was sick of not being able to buy them shoes when they needed them. I was sick of being at the store and not having enough money to get the food that they needed. Not wanted, needed. That I was just done. And I made a choice that day that I was going to make a change and that I was going to stick with it, that I was going to be better for them. And I was going to do this. And I did, you guys. I thought my goal was Emerald. I just wanted Emerald. That was all I could see, was just get me to Emerald. And November 1st, I just worked and I worked and I worked. And I didn't get Emerald that month. I double promoted. I got Emerald and Diamond, and I earned a $10,000 bonus. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that it happened. It happened. It happened for me who has been through all of this and didn't believe that I could do it. I didn't believe that it could be done by somebody like me, and I didn't have faith in myself, but I did it. I did it. I made it. And it just was such a changing point. So I just, if you at all can muster that strength to get yourself to that point where you just find yourself at that breaking point, like this has to happen for me. This has to happen. That's the only point that you're really going to work hard enough to make it happen. Because up to that point, you always find a way, well, maybe I should do something else, or maybe I could do something else. But when you finally hit that breaking point and you realize this has to work, I have to do this. It's worth it. I'm worth it. I can do it. You just won't work hard enough. So find those people and find the strength to get to that point. Don't quit. Of all the things I have been through in this business, and I look back and I think all the times that I could have quit, that I wanted to quit, that I didn't feel like I could keep going. And here I am 4 years later, and I'm in a point where in my business where I have some of the best friends that I've ever had in my life right here. Right here. It's just incredible. This isn't just about money. And I'm sorry, this is just really hard. It's really emotional when you find something that changes your life in such a way. It makes you emotional. And this business is about friendships. It's about helping others. It's about integrity. And it's just life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. So work your business and help others and have the integrity, treat people the way that you would want to be treated, and your business is going to skyrocket. And anyway, we had some incredible bonuses offered in 2015. I ended up earning $140,000 in bonuses, $20,000 for my now husband. And it changed my life. It changed my life in so many ways. And now, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 4 years, and my kids have their mom back. Full-time mom. I have 6 dogs now, because every time one of my kids gets older and leaves the house, I just replace the child with a dog. So that's just what I do now. But anyway, now that I have shed a whole bunch of tears, and I don't know that my stories really helped any of you, but if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. Rachel?
I'm here. Why are you saying I'm sorry?
Oh, I said, if anyone has any questions, I said I was sorry for crying.
Oh my gosh, no. You don't say sorry for being real. Okay, let me change the rules on the Zoom so that people can unmute themselves, because that was the problem, because I literally could not unmute myself. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Mute all, allow participants to unmute themselves. Okay. So, hold on, Lynn, I'm gonna unmute you. Guys, please, if you have a question for Lynn, unmute yourself and ask her, because she's got serious advice, or you can message the chat. I'm going to mute myself though, but you can unmute yourself to ask questions.
I see in the chat, Kara said, what would you tell someone who is just getting started in the business to follow the advice that your leaders have? Everybody that is in a leadership role on this Zoom tonight, like, you guys have bomb advice. You guys are incredible and you know your stuff. Follow what they're telling you. Let them show you how to post. Let them show you the wording. Let them help you. If you, what I do with people, with new people is, and I encourage you to do this, as soon as they start, I have them start messaging their friends and family to get their 4 customers. Get your 4 customers ASAP. Do not wait the 30 days. Get that done as soon as possible so that it's out of the way and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Then you can start focusing on building your team. But let that person help you. Screenshot messages from your friends and family and send it to your enroller so that they can send you a reply. They can help you. That's what we do all day long, is we reply to messages, we help people. So make sure that you're sending those screenshots to your leader or to your upline so that they can help you with those responses. And then you will learn as you start reading their replies. Read their replies. Make sure that you're doing your part. Do your part about learning about your business. Keep in mind, this is your business. This is not your upline's business. It's yours. You have to take ownership of that, and you have to be responsible for making sure that you post, making sure that you're growing your network every single day. Make sure that you work your business every single day. If you're not, you're confusing your audience. So those are things that I would do if I was brand new. Tips for people who struggle signing DTs. You have to talk about enrolling a distributor. You have to think about what drew you to the company. What was the post that you saw that has made you say, okay, this is it, I'm doing it? Was it about something you purchased? Was it, for me, it was seeing simple stuff being paid for, like gas and groceries. The things that I struggled with hit home to me, because those were the things that I needed to buy that I couldn't buy. And I needed the extra money to buy gas. Like, it was just that simple. Like, I had a change jar, and I used to dump my change in the Coinstar machine to get a couple bucks worth of gas. I mean, just little things that I needed for my family. But also, talking about where you're going. Have a goal in mind. If you just started and you want that Emerald bonus, you have to share. I am working toward a $5,000 Emerald bonus. My friend so-and-so just got it. Or show people that other people have gotten that bonus. This is the bonus I'm working for. You have to talk about where you're going, what the business has done for you so far, and what your future is. So past, present, future, where you were, where you're going, and where you are now in the business. That's how you get distributors, is talking about those 3 things: past, present, future. Your past could be, if it were me and I just started today, I'm struggling to pay for gas, or I was struggling to pay for gas, or I was struggling to pay for groceries. And now I just earned $25 in wrap cash. That wrap cash just paid for my gas. That wrap cash just paid for my groceries. Or you just got $100 fast start bonus. Those are huge, huge for people. If you're going to get your nails done, I mean, your paychecks are paying for those little things in your life, and you have to share it. If you're not sharing those little things, nobody knows about it. So make sure that you're sharing those little things. I don't see any other questions in the chat. Any other questions?
I'm here. Does anybody else have any other questions? Sorry. I mean, for those of you who didn't know, I am on a large dose of Vicodin for my finger. So I'm just floating over here listening to this Zoom. Does anybody have any questions, like not directly related to what Lynn has advice for everything, not just what, she talked about. Here's one. Oh, look, questions, Lynn. They're flying in like hotcakes.
I like it. How do you grow your network? Oh God. How do you grow your network? I grow my network on Facebook and Instagram. I don't use any other platforms. I use Snapchat a little bit, but not really faithfully because I'm not really into Snapchat. I use it for my family. That's really it. But I grow my network every single day, and the importance of it is advertising to the same people over and over and over again. If you are not growing your network on a daily basis, your business isn't growing. Your audience isn't growing. You want to make sure that you're adding people to your Facebook and Instagram accounts every single day. This is something that I do. I have 3 Instagram accounts. I don't recommend you guys go and get 3. I only have 3 because one of mine is maxed out as far as following. So I had to get another one, and then I took over my husband's. So I have 3 that I use on a daily basis, and adding to all 3 is difficult. Messaging on all 3 is difficult. Keeping up with all 3 is difficult. So I definitely don't recommend you starting with multiple accounts. You don't need it. I didn't have 3 until recently. So don't feel like you have to, go start a bunch of accounts because it's just not necessary. So I would definitely just really focus on one account. Make sure that you're adding followers to Instagram, no matter if you use a follow app, which is Captivate. I have started to use that, but my interaction goes down when I use it. So it's almost better if you're just doing it, without the app. Just add people to your Instagram. Go find people that you can relate with. That wouldn't be weird if you just sent them a random message saying, hey girl, why aren't you on my team yet? Because you guys have so much in common that it's not strange or weird if you send that message. Obviously, as long as they're not already with it, works. But I followed people because I'm an Army mom and a Navy mom. So when I first started, I started following other Army moms. Well, I could get in their inbox immediately and say, oh my gosh, my son, just deployed, or I've got another one going to basic training. I know how you're feeling, and we connected on a deep level. Like we were best friends from the start. Navy moms, you can connect with all kinds of people with, my neighbor had twins, and I was like, girl, you need to be doing this with me because there's so many moms on Instagram that are, the twin mom thing, like the moms of multiples. Like you've got this thing, they have their own, twin thing. So I just encourage you to find those people, find that thing about yourself that you can connect with other people. And it doesn't matter if it's dogs or kids or cars or just something that you enjoy doing, a hobby. I have Huskies, and so I'm now following Husky moms because moms of Huskies are weird. I didn't know that till recently. So I wouldn't have 3. But
now I'm like a pseudo husky mom. So We'll have to make sure we're not cross following.
I know. Anxiety, they have anxiety issues I didn't know about. But yeah, huskies, or if you have, I have an Australian Shepherd, any kind of anything. I have one girl on my team who owns a Jeep, and she's a Jeep girl. Like, she has the big, jacked up black and pink. It looks like a Barbie Jeep. Like, so she follows other girls with Jeeps. It's just, that kind of thing. So you have to find your thing, have to find what you're interested in, whether it's a college sorority or whatever it is. So find other people that you can relate with and, really connect with. And they know you're a real person. They don't just see your advertisements or see your posts and think she's just spamming people. You want to make sure that they can connect with you. And even if you see their page and get in their inbox, oh my gosh, I love your Jeep, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? If you can connect with them, it's really okay for you to get in their inbox. So that was growing your network. What's the best tip that has helped me succeed? Ooh, that's hard. I'm not thinking of it right off the top of my head, so I don't really know that I've gotten one like giant great tip. Rachel, unless you can remind me of something.
The best was the question, the best tip you ever got for your business, or the best tip you have to give about the business?
What's the best tip anyone has given you that has helped you succeed?
One of the best tips you gave me, which I told you about today, I reminded you that you gave me this tip, is that your rank doesn't define you. And your rank in the company doesn't determine your worth, your value, your knowledge, your ability. And ranks change. You can get them, you can lose them, you can get them, and you can lose them. And, just continue to be a person with integrity, and everything will come back around. And you told me that back in 2016.
Yeah, it was early 2016. I think I always tell people you can walk away from this business wondering it's not for me, and then always wonder, well, I wonder if I had stayed with it, what would happen, or what would have happened. And what are you going to be doing if you're not doing this? Think about what you'll be doing if you're not working this business. Are you going to be working a second job? Are you going to be working extra late shifts or whatever? What else are you going to do? What else do you have to do to get soaked into Netflix or, whatever else? So just think about this. The time is going to pass anyway. It's been 2 years since I gave that advice to Rachel. The time is going to pass anyway. You might as well do something with it. So take that time that you have and make it count. Do something with it. Don't just, because if you look back and say, oh my gosh, it's been 2 years. I mean, in that 2 years, Rachel's almost triple diamond. You know what I'm saying? She's done something with that past 2 years. Just really think about, don't walk away from this business at all and think, it's just not for me. You know what I mean? Because you will always wonder, what if? But just think about, what am I going to do with this time if I'm not in my business?
I tell everybody this, Lynn, I've told you this. I've told all of you, most of you this probably, that after I went Ruby 3 months in, and then everybody on my Ruby chart quit, and I was like, I think I'm over this. I'm not, this isn't for, literally everything you hear people say, I don't really think this is for me. It was cool while it lasted. And my mom was the one who was like, excuse yourself. This still pays your car payment every month. What's the worst that could happen, Rachel? She said. And then I got fired up, and I was like, well, if I can make $300 and cover my car payment, I could make $600. And if I could make $600, I could make $1,200. If I could make $1,200, I could make $2,400. And it just kept going, and I'm not stopping. And if I can do that, anybody can do that. I'm not different.
Nope. I really thought when I started, it took a special, really special kind of person to be successful, and that I didn't have that successful look, or, I didn't, you know what I mean? The successful background, but it doesn't. Anybody can do this, literally anybody. If somebody comments or posts negative things on your page, delete it, block them, and move on. That's it. Delete it, because you don't need to look at it. Nobody else needs to look at it. Block them and press on. That's all. There's nothing to be said. You can't argue. You should never argue with them, because you can't argue with stupid.
I blocked my grandma. I had to block my grandma for like 6 months, because every time I posted something where I was wearing black and green, like black and green nails, she'd go, "That's not your color. It's not a good color on you. Your nails are heinous." I was like, Dad, I have to block grandma for a minute. And then I unblocked grandma, and she's nicer now. She learned her lesson.
Wow.
Does anybody else have any questions or comments or thoughts about anything that is anything? I can turn on my video now so you guys can see how like red my Vicodin face is. Yay.
Your pupils are huge.
My finger doesn't hurt for the first time since last night, so that's neat. But in case, I'm not sure, I'm trying to look at names right now. I'm sure some of you haven't heard Lynn's story before, but like this was just like the tip of the iceberg, and not in a bad way. Like Lynn is a really incredible person, and back in 2016, Kara and we were trying to remember if Amanda Rose had enrolled yet or not. We couldn't remember. We were in this place where we were like, is this for us? Like, do we like this? Do we want to keep doing this? Like, we hadn't had really any good experiences with uplines, and we were kind of like, is everybody who does this mean? Like, what are, like, we kind of like this, but we don't know what to do. And I honestly do not remember how we even figured out that Lynn was our upline, to be completely honest with you. I have no idea. But she was like, "I'm your upline. I'll help. We'll do a Zoom call." And I was like, "What's a Zoom call?" She was like, "You all need to download this app." And we were like, apparently we need to download an app. So we were like, this must be serious. We're downloading extraneous apps. So we downloaded an app, and Lynn told us her story on the Zoom call, and we all cried. Everybody cried. I think you're a crier, Lynn. And then afterwards, Kara and I FaceTimed, because we hadn't realized you could like one-on-one Zoom. We were just newbies. We FaceTimed. We were like, who was that woman? And why do I suddenly feel so passionate about it works? And we honestly probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that Zoom call. Kara, do you share that sentiment? I'm unmuting you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I remember I was sitting in front of an urgent care center, not because I needed to, but because if I was driving to my house, I would have lost service. So I like pulled up into this dark parking lot and was listening to Lynn, and I don't think we had ever spoken before, but I remember her telling her story, and it was just, everything kind of changed. It was just like, the business wasn't explained to me in an emotional way. I mean, it was just like me and Rachel got together and we were like, all right, let's do this. Let's make money. What are we doing? And then when I actually heard it change, how it changed someone's life, I was like, all right, this is more than just like a healthy product business. Like, this is a lot bigger than I am. And this is something that I want to be a part of. And ever since then, quitting has never been an option. I mean, like, yeah, I've gotten frustrated. I've lost rank. I've had people quit, but quitting has never been an option for me, ever. And it shouldn't be if you are on this call. I mean, if you really want this business to change your life, quitting should not even be in your vocabulary. You just get back up and do it again.
I watched a call that Lynn did back in July or August, I believe, and I was taken aback and cried. She made me realize this is possible. She is such an inspiration. So that's how we feel about you, Lynn.
Thank you.
So it is the aura of 10:07, this was a short Zoom call, but I think it was a good one. Does anybody else have anything? I mean, it's freaking $49.50 to join, $57 after tax. Like, that's a discount. Everybody who's like, I don't have $99, they might have $47 or $49.50.
Yeah, I've emailed, texted, like literally every person that has ever been a potential of mine and told them like it's $49.50. Like, now's the time, you know? So, I mean, if you're not enrolling right now, like, get on this deal. You don't want to miss it. Don't miss this deal. It's incredible.
They've done this. Like, they did that one time. It was $10 to join, and that was awful, and that'll never happen again. That was the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone ever. Amanda Rose almost wasn't okay after that. Like, she almost was not okay. And so now we're doing like a more reasonable 49, but like, they're not gonna do stuff like this regularly. Like, people like to be like, oh, I'll get it next time. Like, next time you guys do this, and you guys seriously need to be like, I don't know if we'll ever do this again. Like, we probably won't. Like, if you have been thinking about being a part of this business, if you have someone you're like, I just think they'd be so good at this with me, don't be the person who didn't offer it to them when it was $49 to join. And then you have to be like, oh, I thought about asking you 3 weeks ago when it was $50 cheaper, but I didn't. So, I mean, the worst people are going to do is say no, ignore you, or block you. I don't care. They say no, I say, okay, well, let me know if you ever change your mind in the future. If they block me, I can't say anything. And it's like, bye. And if they don't answer, that's okay.
At least you put it out there. And another thing you can do is get them on the phone with your upline. I love three-way calls. Three-way calls with your upline. If you don't know what to say, just say, hey, I can get you on the phone with somebody right away that can talk to you. And schedule a call with your upline, because it's exciting. It's exciting for me to talk to people about the business, especially potentials. So, yeah.
And it is like, we talked about this on our last call, that a lot of people say, or maybe it was 2 calls ago, who knows. Recently, I said out loud, a lot of people say that voice messaging is like it. Like, you have to send voice messages. You got to pop up in people's inboxes as a voice. And I can honestly say to you, I've never done that. But there is value in tone. And we live in a society of no tone. It's all text messages. Tone is always open for interpretation. But if somebody hears your voice, they're not going to be like, was she being mean? They're going to know because they heard you. Was she excited, or did she just put an exclamation point because that's what she does? Like, if you tell them something and then you put an exclamation point, they can hear it. So like Lynn said, do a 3-way call. I'll do 3-way calls. I always feel like I'm back in 5th grade, like 3-way calling Lauren and Lindsay. Those were actually my BFFs, who aren't my BFFs anymore's names. Like, hold on, let me connect Lindsay. Beep, 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 beep. Like, I feel like I am just back in 97. So I would love to do a 3-way call. Lynn would probably do a 3-way call with you. Kara would probably, or a Zoom, or I wish group FaceTime was a thing, but you get the idea.
I would totally do 3-way calls.
Hanging up. That's okay. Happens to the best of us, Alexandra. But anyways, I get a weird accent when I take my pain meds. Sorry. We're going to wrap this up, mostly so I stop talking. Lynn, thank you for taking the time to share with us and answer some questions. And if you did not know Lynn was your upline, now you do. This is your upline, and she loves you and also wants to help you. It's not just me, Amanda, and Kara. Isn't that so much fun to learn? I can see no one's pictures, but in my mind, you're all like, I'm excited. That's how I'm going to pretend it's going. But everybody have a really good night. Thank you for taking the time to be on. And thank you, Lynn.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you. Bye, Rachel. Bye, Kara.